Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. Today, we are talking about the first part of the 24th chapter of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which is the 21st chapter of the book of Zion. And it's called Behold, I Will Do a New Thing. So, I will begin. So, in this new age to come, women will have an equal role. Throughout most of the centuries, women have been delegated to an inferior role. Men have insisted that women was unable to operate in a man's world. This, I believe, stems from two ideas. One, the idea is that women aren't smart enough to rule anything, but there is evidence that women had the prominent role in the pre-flood days. Statues suggest that a goddess was the dominant form of authority. If that is so, then when civilization was destroyed, women were blamed and deemed too stupid to rule the world. But if that is so, then men have also proven themselves to be too stupid to rule. Our current problems of climate change are proof that men are no better at world rule than women are. We don't know what laws our ancestors lived by, but they didn't do any better than the men of our age have done. The other idea is that mankind has kept women subservient because it was known from the beginning that it would end when a woman stepped up to challenge man's rule, which is, of course, exactly what the prophecy predicts. And that is exactly what I and other women are doing. We are challenging the men in their leadership role. It's because the prophecy speaks in terms of the feminine figure, a female prophet who steps up at a time of great upheaval. It is a woman that will speak for God. And for that reason, man has tried, and for centuries they succeeded in subverting women, because deep down they knew that a woman would be their accuser in the fall of this age. For the entire history of Western society, men have tried to convince everyone that women didn't have the intelligence to understand how things worked, and it was because men feared the rise of the feminine Messiah. Zion and the entire prophecy is a feminine uprising. Zion leads the way. A female brings about the end of Western dominance, and the men have always known it. So, God is doing a new thing. Women are going to be equal to men in all regards, equal governing power and equal place in society. In our new age, we will not judge each other based on sex or any other criteria except for personal worth. No one is better than anyone else. We are equal in the eyes of God, God and God, male, female, and black, white, brown, or gray. We are all equal in the eyes of all who are above us. In a just society, all things are equal. All people are equal. All laws are equal. All needs are equal. And all share in the workload. We all bleed red. We all require the same basic needs. In Zion, priority is equal in all things. So, compromising will be needed to ensure that operations. But the point is, society, to be just, must give equal weight to all issues, and everyone must have an equal part in the whole. So, in order to ensure that equal number of female leaders, our organization will entail a female bias. Women will be, however, taking over their innate responsibilities from the men who commandeered it when they took over the governments of our age. There are some things that men just aren't meant to take care of. These social roles are part of the innate ability of women to nurture. Medicine always was and always should be a woman's field. Teaching childcare, farming, cooking, domestic needs, these are the woman's domain. But invention is also part of the feminine. We are by nature creators. We have the creating force. Science is also our field, as our creator manipulating matter. Um, when we begin to take charge of these feminine domains, we can balance our male counterparts easily. Men are the masters of matter. They are the essence of the material plane. They use matter to create and to destroy. Mercantile things, engineering strength of form, force of physical nature, hunting, um, protecting, enforcing the law, organizing, governing. Men counterbalance the feminine creative force with the solidity of the material plane. By creating a government that is chaired by joint ruling couples, a king and queen, as is foretold as the sacred marriage, a just rule can be maintained. The male needs will be tempered by the feminine needs, and vice versa. Each gender prioritizes its own priorities. It will ensure a just balance between that which nurtures and that which is more analytical. So we will create a government run by both men and women. We will, of course, not bother with references to race, because my people come in every color. We come from in every form. We come from every economic background. We come from every family and every nation. So our new form of society will be equal, an equal form of rule where everyone is represented. I, as the author of the Book of Zion, am entitled to the role of Zion. And this chapter not only foretells the role women will play in our future government, but it foretells of my reward for enduring the trial of ascension. I earned the right to be equal to a man, and I will be very well rewarded for my choices. Once we get to our new home, our gates will always be open to allow our fellow humans to bring us their goods for sale off world. Our cut of this barter will ensure that the nation of Zion need never worry about finances. We may not use money in Zion, but as long as the rest of the nations use it, we will have all the money that we will ever need. The prophecy says that Zion will travel once the nation of Zion is established. It is during this time that she, i.e., I, will go into the ancient sites of Babylon or the land of Iraq. It is there that the final issue of the drug war will be decided in Zion's favor, which is not surprising in that this region is known for its ancient use of hash or marijuana, a form of marijuana. So the final victory of the war against my people shall play out in the Middle East. And it's not just the Zionite female that will gain authority. In Jerusalem, the role of female will be increased as the archaic attempt of men to stop the female rise to regain their power as co-equal parts of society. So Israel, too, will begin to allow a feminine role in government. Whenever something new comes into being, it is at the expense of its predecessor. In this case, the male dominance of society, which is most notable and deep seated in the Middle East. So it is there that the final battle of the sexes and of drugs will play out. But it is against Israel that it will play out. The fall of the male dominated society of the region will undermine the social order we now suffer under. The undermining of the male dominancy of the social order has already been underway since the 1960s and 70s. Women's liberation began at the same time as the first prohibition of drugs back in the 19 teens. This parallel timeline of drug use and feminine empowerment is not a coincidence. The use of drugs to access innate powers is as ancient as it gets. Drug use is a component of magic. It is a feminine tool used by ancient priestesses in their duties as oracles and channels of the higher powers. This use of drugs is a feminine means of accessing the innate creative force used in spell casting. Drug use creates witches of every woman who uses them. That is why women found their power and voice at the same time they found drugs. If we use drugs as a tool of spirit and not as a good time, we might find we are far more powerful than we could ever imagine. This is, of course, a working theory. I am high as I write. Being high always allows me to find the right words to say what I intend. When I don't have my smoke, the words are much harder to find. I use drugs to create my words. When we get to our mountain home and in Jerusalem, the gray will give us access to deeper wells of water than we did. They will bring forth a garden into the desert. Our southernmost mountains are in the desert. The gray will help us draw up water to create a garden for our people. Once the final battle is won, the world will for a time enjoy peace. But those who are smart will be prepared for the possible asteroid strike or other global event. We will create our inner mountain home to create a balance in nature and to become a safe refuge in times of storm. Our climate will require a safe refuge for upcoming problems. Because the nation of Zion will make a safe refuge our top priority, many people will come to live among us. We will welcome all who are able to live under the gray rule. Our goal is to provide all people with a just society. This isn't just for the women or for the drug users. This nation of Zion is a nation of all people. Priests are not priests unless they have a congregation. So Zion is for all people. We will be created by all races, religions, and national origins. Um, when the priests of Zion begin to act in that capacity, then there will be a quantum shift in the world's electromagnetic field. This EMF is made up of the life force of all living entities born on this earth. We all contribute our emotional energy to this field. When the drug user priests connect to this energy field, they will be able to use it to manipulate matter and to connect to everyone and everything. This energy matrix is the framework of our world and of our reality. We who are part of the life of this planet contribute to, and with tools like drugs and meditation, we can access this matrix. But only those born here can be connected to it fully. Our gray needed to become earthlings in order to use the grid, i.e., ley lines or matrix. So our gray gods are also of this earth. I am going to go ahead and stop here, and we will pick up where I left off next time. So until then, may the gray watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong. Know that I love you. May you always be worthy of the gray and of the future that is in store for you. And to do so, let your thought, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Stay happy and high, my people. I will see you later, because I'll never say goodbye.